Myself, Dr. Gurupada, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Triveni Devi Bhalotia College, Raniganj, West Bengal. As a participant of the online refresher course in human rights conducted by the UGC-HRDC, Aligarh Muslim University, I have selected the topic An Agreement of Understanding and Cooperation UDHR, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as my seminar presentation. Human beings are rational beings. By virtue of being human, they possess certain basic and inalienable rights which are commonly known as human rights. Since these rights belong to them because of their very existence, they become operative with their birth. Human rights, being the birthright, are therefore inherent in all the individuals, irrespective of their caste, creed, religion, sex, and nationality. Human rights are commonly understood as fundamental rights of a person inherently because he or she is a human being, and which are inherent in all human beings regardless of their age, ethnic origin, location, language, ethnicity, race, sex, nationality, or any other status. Human rights includes the right to life, right to liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education, and many more. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, popularly known as UDHR, is a milestone document in the history of human rights. Drafted by representatives with different legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world, the declaration was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris on 10 December 1948 as a common standard of achievements for all peoples and all nations. It sets out for the first time fundamental human rights to be universally protected, and it has been translated into over 500 languages. The General Assembly proclaimed this Universal Declaration of Human Rights as a common standard of achievement for all peoples and all nations, to the aim that every individual and every organ of society, keeping this declaration constantly in mind, shall strive by teaching and education to promote respect for these rights and freedoms, and by progressive measures, national and international, to secure their universal and effective recognition and observation both among the pupils of member states themselves and among the pupils of territories under their jurisdiction. Consider a fundamental text in the history of human and civil rights. The Declaration consists of 30 articles detailing an individual's basic rights and fundamental freedoms and affirming their universal character as inherent, inalienable, and applicable to all human beings. Adopted as a common standard of achievements for all pupils and all nations, the UDHR commits nations to recognize all humans as being born free and equal in dignity and rights regardless of nationality, place of residence, gender, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. The declaration is considered a milestone document for its universalist language, which makes no reference to a particular culture, political system, or religion. It directly inspires the development of international human rights law. The declaration consists of the following: the preamble sets of the historical and social causes that led to the necessity of drafting the declaration. Articles 1 and 2 establish the basic concepts of dignity, liberty, and equality. Articles 3, 4, and 5 establish other individual rights such as the right to life and the prohibition of slavery and torture. Articles 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 refers to the fundamental legality and human rights with specific remedies cited for their defense when violated. Articles 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 establish the rights of the individual towards the community, including freedom of movement. Articles 18, 19, 20, and 21 sanction the so-called constitutional liberties and spiritual, public, and political freedoms, such as freedom of thought, opinion, religion, and conscience, word, and peaceful association of the individual. Articles 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 sanction an individual's economic, social, and cultural rights, including health care. It upholds an expensive right to a standard of living, provides for additional accommodations in case of physical deliberation or disability, and makes special mention of care given to those in motherhood or childhood. Articles 28, 29, and 30 establish the general means of exercising these rights, the areas in which the rights of the individual cannot be applied, the duty of the individual to society, and the prohibition of the use of rights in contravention of the purpose of the United Nations organization. December 10, the anniversary of the adoption of the Universal Declaration, is celebrated annually as World Human Rights Day or International Human Rights Day. The commemoration is observed by individuals, community, and religious groups, human rights organizations, parliaments, governments, and the United Nations. As a pillar of international human rights, the UDHR enjoys widespread support among international and non-governmental organizations. The International Freedom for Human Rights, one of the oldest human rights organizations, has as its core mandate the promotion of the respect for all rights set out in the Declaration. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant of Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. Amnesty International, the third oldest international human rights organization, has regularly observed Human Rights Day and organized worldwide events to bring awareness and support of UDHR. Some organizations, such as the Quaker United Nations Office, the American Friends Service Committee, and Youth for Human Rights International, have developed curriculum or programs to educate young people on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Thank you.